You talk about interviewing 25 executives, 1,200 US adults. I want to do a little mini business course because I think a mini business course on interviewing people to get feedback is so important. I think sometimes, and I think there's a time and a place for, hiring major consulting firms and finding studies and things of that nature. But sometimes it's good to just pick up the phone and call some people, right?
Exactly.
The story goes that Sam Walton would leave the boardroom where they would give him the numbers. He'd go have pie and coffee with his customers and then come back to the boardroom to determine what made sense. And so the power of an interview and the power of talking and picking up the phone and talking to somebody who's been through an experience to evolve, I think, is priceless. So I want to do a mini business course on the 3 biggest takeaways you got from picking up the phone and calling 25 execs and 1,200 US adults. If you had to narrow it down to 3 things, what would be one of the 3 takeaways from doing that?
Well, the real 3 takeaways were, one is that one of the issues that really differentiated hospitality from healthcare was knowing the cost of the services provided. And we asked things like, the invoice bill I receive is easy to understand. I know how much I have to pay for the service before I receive it. The invoice bill I receive is consistent with my expectations. In hospitality, we understand that perfectly.
Yeah.
In healthcare, we have no idea. That was a huge, what we call a hospitality deficit. The second thing we really noticed was this issue of customer appreciation. In hospitality, we get thanked all the time for our business. In healthcare, not much at all. Our data shows that basically when people leave the hospital or the doctor's office, it's here's your invoice, when's your next appointment?
Yeah.
Never thanking them. And then the third thing was really interesting was the reception. The arrival experience. Is it welcoming? Is the environment welcoming? Do the people I interact with make me feel welcome? And what we found in the hospitals that did it well, they kind of focused on reception. They focused on customer appreciation. Those that didn't, this was a huge deficit.
Yeah.
And so those are the 3 big takeaways.
I want to comment on that because, there's many studies that talk about that you're judged by the first 7 seconds when you walk into a room. And I've walked into so many doctors' offices or so many offices, so many fill in the blank, where the people at the front desk are so cold and do not welcome you kindly. And it really sets everything off in a negative way, especially in a doctor's environment where everything is so stressful. And to me, I think it's so important. There was a movie with William Hurt many, many, many years ago called The Doctor, and he doesn't realize the experience until he actually becomes a patient. And I think that so many, not just the medical field, but so many people have to really, I think, agree with you. Focus on number 3. How you welcome people into your world is so important. So I appreciate you sharing that.